there everyone, it's Kathy Champion and I am your independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Gastonia, North Carolina, and welcome to my channel. If you are new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button below and ring the bell and you can be notified when I put up new videos. That way you don't miss anything. And I count it a privilege to have you to be part of our crafty family. I do want to apologize for everyone for my voice, but I seem to have come down with a bit of a cold, and I think it's a sinus infection, but I'm kind of holding off with the doctor because we all hate going to the doctor, but if it gets really bad I will have to. But I've always been plagued with sinus infections and this is no different. Anyway, what I wanted to do today is, and if my voice doesn't fail me, I'm going to go over this paper pumpkin. I briefly introduced it to everyone the other day, but I told you that I was going to come back and we're going to do some projects with it. And I have been thinking this over and looking at the kit, and I want to show you what Stampin' Up! Had in mind when they sent out this kit, and that was to make these beautiful little gift card holders. I'll get it right in a minute. Not only do you make the gift card holders, but it came with the envelopes that you can put them in, and I thought, how creative is this? But we can always do something different. So that's the great thing about our paper pumpkin kit. You can make a few of the things that maybe you only need a couple of gift card holders, and then you've got all of this other stuff left over. So I'm going to show you some of the things that we can do with our paper pumpkin. You get a sheet of these, I thought there was two of these, maybe not. You get a sheet of these, and these are little punch out sentiment placeholders where you can stamp your little Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays, and it's got more merry, a sweet treat for you, wishing you a jolly Christmas. And then of course we've got with love and a really cute to and from. So I'm going to show you some real creative ways to use these stamp sets. You get two of the Stampin Dimensions, and these are super. If you've bought these from me on my online store, you'll know just how wonderful these are. These only come in the paper pumpkin, and they are great for adhering something flat. They're almost like a glue dot, but a little bit different. So I love these, and I always save those when I need that one little place to put something. They also gave us a Blushing Bride ink, and it's a stamp spot. And if you subscribe to the paper pumpkin, you will get one of these in every one of your kits. And I suggest that if you do subscribe, go ahead and fix yourself a little box or something where you can store these in, and you can actually buy the ink refills for the Stampin' Up! Pads, and these will be wonderful for little small areas or anything that you need to stamp with, but they're re-inkable just like our full-size pads are. You also get a basic stamp block, and these are not like the stamp blocks that are in the catalog, but these are great if you are a beginner. We got some tear and tape, and Stampin' Up's tear and tape is awesome. Look at these little gems. They're little candy pieces, and yes, they're self-adhesive, and they are stinking cute. We got several of these. I think it's enough to make 15 gift holders, so that is wonderful. I'm going to move the box out of my way because it's empty. I took everything out, and I'm just going to move that over there. You also get these little break aparts, and I call them break aparts because they literally just break apart, just like that. And we also have these that have designs on them, and I'm going to show you how we can use that. One has a star, one has just a window, one has a heart, and each one of them is different. And you've got several pages of these, quite a few of these, as you can see. So let's go ahead and design this. And when you get your paper pumpkin, don't feel like that you'll be in the dark, because you're not. You will get this paper pumpkin with a full set of instructions on how to assemble your project. what they intended for it. So you also get a really cute little Bake the Most of Your kit, and it will give you a place to go where you can find more resources for what you can do with your kit. You'll also get everything you need inside this box, and it will teach you how to stamp. It tells you how you can join the online community of Stampin' Up, and that's just a nice little welcome note that comes in. So let's go ahead and let's start with taking one of these, and let's see, I think I want this one. And they are perforated, so it makes it really neat for putting them together. And so I'm just going to fold these down. I am going to grab my bone folder so that I can get a good crease on this. And I'm going to use the tear and tape that was put in the kit, because this is a wonderful place to use this. So let's just go ahead and run our tear and tape right across here, just like that. And then we are going to do exactly what it says. We're just going to tear it. You can use your bone folder, you can use a stamp block, most anything, or you can just put your thumb down. Y'all excuse my nails, I have not had a chance to do them, and that's okay. It's alright. I have not felt like doing my nails because I am getting ready to do Thanksgiving dinner. We decided to do Thanksgiving dinner at home, just home alone, my husband and myself, because of our yucky COVID situation. Just not safe to be out and about and around family. And I'm in North Carolina where the cases have been skyrocketing. So I'm trying to stay safe, and I know I don't sound very safe right now, but I really believe I just have a bad sinus infection. So I'm going to poke these little doodallies out of here, and I'm going to grab the stamp set, and I'm going to go ahead and pull over my full set of my full Blushing Bride. And you can use other colors. You're not limited to the Blushing Bride. But I figured since this was the color that they put in there, I'll do my first one using that particular color. And I'm going to grab a stamp block. And I'm grabbing my D block. This is a very versatile block to have in your arsenal. And I'm going to take this little arch, because this is what I want to stamp. And I'm going to stamp this right over top of that little candy cane. Just like that. So I'm going to get that lined up onto my, my little piece of paper. And then I'm going to ink up and just stamp this right over top of that arch. Just like that. Isn't that beautiful? So pretty. I am going to get my Stampin' Scrub or my Stampin' Chamois. Maybe I'll get the Stampin' Chamois. And this is just a little matte. This one, mine is filthy, but believe it or not, it's really not dirty. Nothing comes off of this, and it is wet. I keep it in one of these stamp case holders because that way I can just clean my stamp, and look at that. It cleans beautifully with nothing but water. I love those. So I'm going to grab another stamp block just because I'm going to want to use this as well. So I want this piece to come down right over top of that, just about like that. So let's stamp that. And this is such a beautiful stamp set. Look at that. Isn't that adorable? I love those swirls. I think it's precious. And it really adds so much detail to your item. So I'm going to close that up for now. I like to make sure that I close my ink pads. I'll make this over there just a little bit. And now I'm going to bring back my little house. Right in front of me. Do y'all ever do that? And now we're gonna stick this down to here. How stinking adorable is that? So I'm going to use some of my Stampin Seal. Now you could very easily use these because this is what these are in here for. And let's go ahead and do a couple of them. These I like to save for other projects. I'll put one right there and one there. And let's get the take your pick tool and see if we can peel off our little adhesive back. And it leaves a little glue dot right behind, just like so. And these are just the neatest little things. And see that just leaves the slightest little glue dot right there. So it's like having a roll of the Parisian seal without the Parisian seal. So I just wanted to show y'all. Let me bring that up to the camera so you can see. I don't know if you're catching that in the light or not. But it's just two little dots, and they're like little dots of glue. But I'm going to do this. I'm just going to run a piece of adhesive up and over. And then I'm going to lay this out because I want to make sure that I'm getting it right over top of that door. Just like that. Isn't that adorable? Now, to put this together, you can run another piece of your score tape or your tearing tape. I'll get it right in a minute. I'm here to tell you, I think this is the first time that I've actually done a video feeling quite this bad, but I did want to bring this to y'all. I hope everybody had a chance to go and do some shopping today on the this extravaganza. There was some great bargains to be had, and some of the paper was on sale. I was really surprised because I was thinking it was a lot of that stuff that would not be on sale, but it was. And I even took advantage of it. As being a demonstrator, we were able to purchase some things too. So I've got some goodies coming. So what I did is I just put some of the tearing tape at the bottom, and I got it on this tab right here, and I'm just going to fold this over just like that and press it and press it. And now this is what is going to give you your cute little let's see, where are those little plain ones right here? This will give you a little thing to put on the back of here, and you can stamp a to and from, or you can do the to and from and put it inside like that. And let's do the to and from. And I think it's so neat that they did that. They put these in here, and I'm going to do mine this way because it gives you a little bit more space to write your name. And I like it like that. So I'm going to grab yet another stamp block, and I am going to do this one in, I'll tell you what, since we're going with this color, let's just go ahead and do it with the Blushing Bride. And I'm going to stamp this down right about here. And then this can go inside of here with your gift card, and you can put it inside of one of these little envelopes. But before we go any further, y'all know that I have just got to put one of these little gems on here. Look at these. I'm thinking the little mint macaron color would be cute, and I want it right above that star, just like that. You could put some more at the bottom if you wanted to, but I want to get as much bang out of my buck as I can. You could also stamp a to and from on here, and let's go ahead and do that. And let's do it in a darker color. Let's do the Early Espresso. I don't know though, this is in red, so why don't we do the Poppy Parade? Let's do Poppy Parade. This is a beautiful, rich red that would look very festive on here. So I'm going to be very gentle with that. This is a juicy ink pad. And then I'm going to stamp to and from right there. And I'm going to wipe this off. These red inks are very pigmented and they stain quite a bit. So I'm always very careful on the reds, any of the darker colors. But look at that. Now you've got an envelope and a gift tag holder that's ready to go in someone's stocking. This would be perfect for your mail carrier. This would be perfect to hand to your stylist. We used to call them beauticians, but I think they're stylists now. This would just be a wonderful way to show someone that you love them and you care about them during this holiday season. And you know, if we don't want to come in contact with these people because we don't want to spread COVID any more than what it already is. My state has ramped up with the cases and it's so sad. Oh, the other thing, I almost forgot. Let's put a sentiment across the front and let's put More Merry. I love More Merry. Isn't that cute? This stamp set is just absolutely stinking cute. And if you sign up for Paper Pumpkin, you'll have access to the Paper Pumpkin webpage. You can go in and print out, this was from last month, and you can print these out and cut them down to fit these places where you have a, you actually have a stamp kit or case with what it is, Joy to the World, October 2020, and you have a place to keep your stamp set. And it also prints out what your stamp set will stamp, which I think is ingenious. Stampin' Up! Does think of everything, without a doubt. Alright, let me go over and where are my little things? They're here. And I think for this one, I'm going to do one of these. And look at that, that's going to go right across there, just like that, but let's stamp it first. And I am going to use this one right here. Let me take my to and from off so I don't make a mess. And we are going to, hopefully we can line this up a little better than I did. I'm going to line it up nice and straight. And then line it up on my block nice and straight. And then I'm going to use that same Blushing Bride again. And let's stamp it on here and hopefully we get it nice and straight. More Merry. I love it. I love stamping and I love what is in one of these little kits. How adorable. But I also want to show you, and I'm going to use some Stampin Dimensionals on this, so let me grab mine. I've got some up here that's already got some little pieces on it. And you know, I told y'all I don't waste anything. Call me a miser. But you know, we pay a lot of money for our craft supplies and we want to get as much bang for the buck. Or more, yeah, the most bang we can get for $1. So I'm always finding ways that I can expand my dollar and make it go just a tiny bit further. And by cutting these little edges off from when you finish using up a pack of your Stampin Dimensionals, you can do that. You can get a lot more, especially if you're putting them in a small area like this. You don't need a whole dimensional. You can just use some smaller ones. Some of these little pieces that would normally go in the trash. And now we're going to put this right above the door, right about there. And there. Now we're done. All we need to do is drop a gift card in here, and along with our little to and from, you could turn this over and write a little note thanking them for their service and how much they mean to you. You could also punch a hole in this. Let me show you. If you wanted to, we have, Stampin' Up! Carries this wonderful little punch. It's called a trio punch. You have a corner rounder, a decorative corner, and a hole punch. So we're going to take this and I'm going to turn it over so I can see exactly where I'm punching. I'm going to get it in there about like that. And there's your hole. Now you can take a piece of ribbon. I don't know that I have. I'm trying to see if I've got a piece over here that will coordinate. This isn't too bad. This is not Stampin' Up! Ribbon. My Stampin' Up! Ribbon's on the other side of the room. I wasn't anticipating doing this, so I'm just going to use what I've got. And I am going to thread this through, just like this. Oh, look how pretty that is. That looked really pretty. And we're going to tie a square knot. Alright, I am back, and as you can see, I put this in here, and what's so great about this, they can pull that out, and then that way you could use a piece of a glue dot or whatever and stick the gift card to the back of that, and then it would pull out with it, and I think that would be beautiful. So there is one of our little gift card holders and the envelope. The next thing that I would like to do is figure out how we could use this to make, and I'm going to move everything over, just kind of get some of this stuff out of my way. And I want to make a card using this stamp set. And you might say, but how would you ever do that? Well, it'd be very simple. What we're going to do is we're going to cut away this little edge that makes the house, and we're also going to cut this in half. So let's go ahead and bring up our trimmer, and let's do that first, because I mean, what is any more cuter than a little gingerbread? Now I'm going to put it in this way so I have a flat edge here to cut on, and all I'm going to do now is just slice up, cutting away that piece, and then I'm going to bring it to the center, and I'm going to turn it over so I can see that divot. There's a divot right there. So I want that to be right in my track, and I'm going to slice that in half. Now we have enough here for 2 cards. I'm going to use this one since it has the green on it. But we can also, remember these little doors that we punched out of these little things? We could easily make a door for this one with no problem whatsoever. Instant door. But we'll get to that in a minute. We're going to use this one first. And I love the way this has the little shingled roof on it. I think it's adorable. And I want to use another one of these. And I think this one, I want this one with the heart. So I'm going to pull it out. And I'm going to punch out my little door. Hang on to those little pieces because you never know. I mean, Valentine's Day will get here, and look at these hearts. Hang on to them. You got stars and hearts and all kinds of cuties. So let's go ahead and put this down right about there. But before we do, let's stamp it. I'm trying to decide, do I want to do both pieces? Maybe I want to stamp this one like this. And do I want to do it in the petal pink, or do I want to do it in the garden green? I'm thinking the garden green. And if you don't have the other inks, by all means, use your stamp spot. You know, your little, your stamping spots. They work beautifully, and you can use that. But if you do have the garden green, or any green ink that will match, let's try this and see what we get. So I'm going to turn it around because I want that heart going up around that heart. So I'm going to put that down right about here. Oh, that's so cute. I love it. And then I'm going to take this one, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to stamp it into that green ink, and I'm going to bring it down to right about here and stamp. Oh, that's so adorable. I love these little kits. I mean, you know, come on people, $22, and look what you get. And you get a stamp set, you get a stamp block, you get an ink spot, you get all kinds of little goodies in there that you can use on other projects. you get the Stampin Dimensionals and tear and tape, and it just goes on and on. So I want to put this down. So I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to use my tape runner, and I'm going to just, that came over just a little bit, so I just pressed it out. I pulled it back onto itself, and we're going to run this down and here. And now I'm just going to take and lay this at my bottom, the bottom of my little framelit, and then just put that down. Is that not stinking adorable? So now we need some little candies on it. So let's grab our candies again. And I am thinking for this one, I want to use a green one. Maybe right there. And another green one over here. Is that not adorbs? Now we're going to pop this up on a card. So to coordinate this, I'm going to use a cinnamon cider cardstock with a white mat. And I think that's going to be really super cute. So let me get a piece of cinnamon cider. Yes, I do have cinnamon cider. I thought I did. I'm still busy trying to get all of my papers. But if you are new to this and you don't have all of your papers, they have the assortment pack. So you can order 4 packs of the assortments in the bright, supples, regals, and neutrals, and that will give you a couple of sheets, maybe 3 or 4 sheets, each of the different colors, which I think is fantastic. So I'm going to put this in here, and I'm going to cut this at 5.5 on the 11-inch side. So I'm basically just slicing it in half, and that gives me an A2 size card. And I'm going to turn it, and I am going, oops, I hope that blade didn't go down in it. Nope, I don't think it did. We're going to score it at 4 1/4. So now we have a beautiful A2 size card, and I'm going to see, I may want to put it down on the garden green. And I thought I had a piece of garden green out. Maybe I put it up. I did have it out, and I did put it away. Oh, that's what I get for cleaning up. I'm one of those people that I can't start a new project until I clean up behind myself from the one prior. That's just who I am. But it's okay. You know why? If you got your stuff organized where you can find it, you won't have any trouble pulling out exactly what you need. And that is my garden green. And I got this piece of garden green. Let me put that, maybe I want the shaded spruce. Let's look at the shaded spruce. I'm thinking that might match it much better. And let's see, I've got a little piece in here, but I don't think it's going to be quite big enough unless we ran it down the middle and popped our gingerbread house up on it. That could work. Okay, let me think about that, and we'll be right back. Okay, I am back, and I think I've decided what I want to do with this particular card. I want to cut this strip down to 5.5, and this piece is 1.5, and we're going to cut it to 5.5. So this piece will be 1.5 by 5.5, because I want it to run the full length of our card. And then I'm going to cut another piece that is 1.5 inches. And the reason I want it to be 1.5 inches is I want to cut this in 2. Bella, my little girl dog, is crying. It's her favorite thing to do. She's my whiner. Alright, I'm going to cut this at 1.5, and then I'm going to slice that in 2 at 3/4 of an inch. So So that is 3/4. Hold it tight so it doesn't move. And slice it. Now we have 2 pieces. And I want to cut both of these at 5.5 as well. I'm just kind of designing this on the fly. So, you know, and this is the best thing to do when you're crafting, is just play around with it. And, you know, kind of get an idea in your head about the way you want your card to look, and then just, you know, kind of go for it. The next thing that I want to do is I have this Flourish. It's called a Parisian Flourish 3D embossing folder. Any embossing folder that you have that has the little swirls on it will work, because it will mimic the swirls in our little gingerbread house. So I'm going to take each one of these pieces and I'm going to lay it into my folder, just like this. And I want to make sure that they're together but not crossing over each other. And then I'm going to close that up and I'm going to take it to my machine. I don't need my cut plates. I just need my specialty plate. And of course my base plate, which is your number 1. And let's put this back together. And now look what we have. Isn't this gorgeous? And what I want to do is I want to put one right here and this one in the middle and the other one over here, all the way over to the edge of our card. And then we're going to put our gingerbread house in the middle, and that's going to get popped up. I love that. I think it's really pretty. It looks, I don't know, I just like that look. So let's move this to the side, and the first thing I want to do is put my 2 end pieces on. So I'm going to use some Parisian seal or Stampin Seal. And I'm just going to use one piece down the middle. And then I'm going to place this exactly where I want it at the bottom, making sure that I'm getting it right along that edge, all the way up, and press it down. And then we're going to do the very same thing to this side. Boy, I tell you what, that Parisian seal is thick and sticky. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to line it up to the bottom and the edge, just like that. And then I'm going to work it down and down, just like so. Now the next piece is going to be that center piece, and I'm going to do the same thing, only this time I'm going to put 2, and I got off right there. If you get off, just take and roll it back to itself using your finger. No biggie. And a little bit down the middle. And then I want to center this, making sure I've got the same amount of space on both sides, and I'm just eyeballing it. You could measure this if you like, but I don't see any sense in it. Alright, now I'm going to use some Stampin Dimensionals on this, and I think I am going to get that new pack that came in my kit. Here we go. And I'm going to put one on each corner. And I think I'm going to put 2 in the center. I just want to kind of weight this evenly. Maybe one there. And I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool just to pull off my backers, because this works really good, and it wrangles them up where you can just throw them all in the trash at one time, and I love that. Alright, so now we're going to put this down. I want to make sure I'm getting it even, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the peak of the gingerbread house, and if it's straight, then the rest of our house should be straight. So let's go about here and press. Now we still need to do our little sentiment, and I am going to use one of these little ditties, and I think I'm going to use one of the yellow just to bring in some extra pop of color. And I think I want to put it, what if we put it right up here? And let's see which one of our sentiments we want to use. I like this one that says wishing you a jolly Christmas, but I don't think it will fit on there, so we might have to grab one of the other ones. So I'll tell you what, let's try the green. And that one will fit perfect in there. Let's see how this green is going to look on here. Not bad, not bad at all. And if you wanted to, you could actually glue it down on a piece of this and then cut that out. I think I'll do that. So all I'm going to do is take a little bit of Parisian seal and put on the back. And then I am going to go up into my top corner, and I'm going to lay that down. Oops. Getting it as straight as you possibly can. There we go. And then I'm just going to use a pair of scissors, and I'm going to cut just giving it that little bit of an edge all the way around. Oh yeah. Oh, that's super cute. Now I'm going to grab a stamp block, and let's pick this up. And I think I want to do it in the shaded spruce, which is the same color of our stripes on our card. We could also do it in cinnamon cider, would be beautiful. Let's do cinnamon cider. And this just shows you how easy you can take a kit that was supposed to do one thing and turn it into a kit that does exactly what you want it to do. I got a little bit too much ink on the J, so I'm just going to rub that off and go back and re-ink. Yeah, I think that's better. Wishing you a jolly Christmas. I love that. Now we can pop this up on a dimensional. And I think 2 will be suffice on here. And we'll just peel those backers off. And we're going to pop this right here. Just like that. Isn't that cute? Now all we have to do is put a sentiment on the inside. And for that I may pull out one of my favorite let's see. The Dove of Hope has a beautiful sentiment. May the season be filled with all the wonders and blessings of Christmas. And I think that's the sentiment that I want to use for the inside. So I'm going to pull this one off. And we are going to put down a mat. And I think I'm going to mat it in this color. So I'm going to cut my mat to, I think I'm going to mat it smaller. I'm going to do 3 3/4 by 5. So I'm taking it down 1/4 inch less than I normally mat. And then I'm going to do a white piece where I cut it down even a little bit more. So I have some white mats up here. So all we have to do now is cut this down to 3 1/2. By 4 3/4. And then we have our 2 mats to go down. And I think to make this even a little more whimsical, I am going to use that trio punch, and I'm going to do that little decorative edge. I've really been loving this lately, and it just adds a lot to your card. So I'm going to get in there. What is holding it? There we go. Then on this side, and here, and then maybe right about here. Now you get all of these little pieces, but hey, they rake up really easy and into the trash they go. So I am going to lay this down on our green. How pretty is that? And that's going to look so pretty on top of the cinnamon cider. And it just really kind of coordinates and brings the card together. So let me what did I do with my stamp? I'm going to lay these over here so I can put them back where they belong. That one needs cleaning. Here we go. Now this one I think I'm going to go ahead and stamp it with the shaded spruce. Let me put some of these ink pads back. And the shaded spruce I think will be beautiful. So what I'm going to do is I want to go up toward the top, giving enough room at the bottom where you can do your signature. Turned out gorgeous. And now all we have to do is glue this piece to that piece, and I'm going to use some Stampin Seal Plus. And let's lay it down right about here. And then we can turn it over and do the same thing again. Let's use a little bit of our Stampin Seal Plus, and we're just going to run it up the sides and across the top and bottom. And then we're just going to adhere it inside of our card. And what I like to do is since this piece is smaller, I'm going to get eyeball and make sure I'm getting it centered. And that looks good. And then I'm going to press it down. And there is a cute card from our paper pumpkin. Yeah, we pulled in some cardstock and another sentiment, but we have a beautiful little gingerbread Merry Christmas card, and I think it's cute. So there's two projects out of our kit, the one that was intended and one that I designed. And now let's do a tag. I'll bring this stamp set back over, and I'm going to show you how you can make a tag using these. Let's take one of our houses, and we're going to cut this once again. And we're going to do the same thing. We are going to turn it and put it into our trimmer and cut the tab off. And then I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to lay, just so I can see that that cut groove or that score mark is in my track of my trimmer. And I'm going to cut this off. Now I'm going to save this one because I can make another tag out of it. So I'm going to grab one of these I have one more on here because we used the other two, so I'm going to use this one. And this time I think I'm going to stamp with a different ink. So this is going to fit over top of this, just like that. And what color do I want to do this time? Let's do the Poppy Parade. I think that is really cute. We've got Daffodil Delight. We have a shaded spruce, and it looks like we've got an old olive. But I want to try that. I think I want to try the Daffodil Delight. Or is it the Mango Melody? Let's do Mango Melody. That's kind of a bright, pretty ink that may look beautiful on here. So I am going to get my little house once again, or the little archway, I guess you would call it. And I'm going to ink this up in that yellow. And I'm going to come down and stamp this right about here. Love that. That's beautiful. I'm going to put a little more water on my Stampin' chamois so I can clean my stamps. Alrighty, now let's grab the little arch. And I think this time we'll stamp it down. And you could do these in two different colors as well. That is so cute. I love it. I think it's come together so beautifully. Just the way I wanted it to look. Alright, so this is ready to go over top of this. So I am going to close my ink pad first. And I don't think that I've greased this one because it's hard to push. So I have an old lip balm, and if you have inks that are hard to push, I'm going to show you a little secret. I have an older ink lip balm that I don't use anymore, and I'm going to take it and just lubricate the side of that, and then I'm going to push it back and forth a couple of times and just let that lubricate that track. And next time when I go to get this ink pad, it won't be so hard to manipulate or to open and close. Yeah, much easier. Great little tip that I think I learned that from Connie Stewart. So let's put this down over top of that, and I'm going to use the little Stampin Seal Plus. And I'm going to center it just where I want it so that my door opening is right in the center. And press it down. Now we need one of our little sentiment pieces for our happy holidays, or the little Merry whatever it was. Here we go. And we're going to use that yellow one. Maybe we'll use the red. You'll see how indecisive I always am. Yeah, I think the red will really make that Mambo Melody pop. Oh yeah. So on this one I want to put more Mary. So you know what, I'm going to go ahead and crack open this paper pumpkin stamp block because I'm needing another stamp block. Why not? I'm going to get this nice and straight on my grid paper. And what color do I want? Let's do the shaded spruce, since I've got it right here. And we'll stamp that right in the middle. More Mary. Just like that. And of course I got my fingers in the ink pad. And we're going to pop this up on Dimensionals, and I'm going to put that right there across the top. Let's wrangle our backers. And now we're going to center this right about here. And then we're going to use one of our little plain, one of these. These are the little blank ones. And you can decorate this up too if you want. If you want, you can come in and decorate this. I'm not going to do it on this one. I am just, I don't know, maybe. I don't think so. I'm just going to do the to and from. I'm going to get this nice and straight and then pick it up. And again, this is going to adhere on here like this. So I want my to and from to go this way. I'm going to stick with that same color ink, so I'm going to do the shaded spruce. And I'm just going to stamp this right about here. And then this is going to glue down directly to the back of this, just like that. So a little bit of adhesive on the back of this. And then I'm going to use the edges just to get that even border all the way around and press it down. And then we need to do a hole punch, and I'm going to use my hole punch on here to get a nice little punch right about, oops. If you've got a square piece of paper, it's easier. So since I don't, I'm just going to pull out my crocodile, and I'm going to use a hole punch from it. There we go. And now we need a piece of ribbon. And I think I'm going to use the cinnamon cider. This is so pretty. And I am just going to cut a piece about that long. And then I'm going to thread it through. And I'm going to tie a square knot. And then tie it one more time. And then just manipulate your pieces so that your pieces are up. And I like to leave a long tail on my tags because I don't know what I'm going to be tying it to. I can always trim that off a little later. But there is the third project from our paper pumpkin. And there's also, I saw someone do a treat box, but I didn't prepare my pieces for that. So I may come back later and show you how to do the treat box, which is simply adorable. So those are just some of the things that I just came up with on the fly, and how we can use this month's paper pumpkin. And I think it's so cute and so versatile. And look at this, a little gift card holder, a tag for a package, or a beautiful Christmas card. So, let your imagination run wild with you. If you've gotten this kit, or if you want to sign up for Paper Pumpkin, I'll put the information down below. The December kit sign-up time is now through the 10th of December. So if you're interested in receiving a Paper Pumpkin, you can sign up just one time, or you can sign up monthly. You can pay for a 3-month subscription and get a discount. You can pay for a 6-month subscription and get even a bigger discount, or even a larger discount. You can subscribe for the entire year. So it's totally up to you how you want to receive your Paper Pumpkin, but I promise you will not be disappointed with these kits. They are very inclusive with, and if you add some other products with it, it is limitless to what you can do. So I know the next kit's going to be cards, and it's called Berry. You know what? I printed out a flyer. Let me show you. Our December kit is going to be very comforting. And it says, send a big bear hug to the ones you love. Create warm and encouraging cards with this December 2020 Paper Pumpkin Kit. About this month's kit, it contains enough supplies to create 12 comforting cards and coordinating envelopes. The stamp set, Sweet and Simple Sentiments, can be used for a variety of occasions. Your one-stop box for letting your loved ones know just how much you care. This is going to be a beautiful kit. So if you're interested in, if you love teddy bears and if you love sending cards of encouragement to people, this kit is for you. So go over and sign up and give it a try. You can try it once, and if you don't like it, you can cancel. So, but do be aware, if you sign up on a monthly basis, you will receive a kit every month. So if you sign up and you get your kit and you're not pleased, just make sure you go in there and unsubscribe, or it even has a place where you can say, I just want to take a break, and then you can come back at another time. And if you want it like every other month, you can do that. You can go back in, and I'll always let you know when the time is. Like this month, this November kit opens in November the 11th and runs through December the 10th. Now, if you're interested in this, a lot of times they sell out. So go and subscribe today to ensure that you get this one. Again, I thank you so much for tuning in. I love each and every one of you so much, and I love crafting with you. So until we craft again, may all of you be blessed. And as I always say in closing, let everything you do and say bring glory to our Father in heaven. He is worthy. Until we craft again, God bless. Bye-bye.